The truth, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You just would not get grace for any mistake.
To be Jesus Christ.
No, I didn't want you to be Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
you
I just want you
Jesus
to not
Christ.
have red flags.
No, you want to go to church on Sunday.
Spiritual bypassing,
they will raise
baby.
their hands.
Spiritual
Whatever
bypassing.
program is going online, they will be there
yeah.
and they will raise their hands and they will now plan on what to do
yes.
to their husband or their spouse. Welcome to the thriving relationships that you want, which can start now. My name is Ife.
And I am Dr. Damia Dingupu.
And we are your hosts of the Thriving Relationships Now podcast. Today's episode is really dear to us. This is the role of mentors or coaches, faith, and a healthy community in healing the wounded child in most of us and preparing us to become wise adults.
Absolutely. Listen, let's start with the simple truth. Many of us went into adulthood with still a bit of a child in us.
A bit.
A little bit. That 10-year-old that got stuck. Like, for real, many of us still have inside us memories of the rejection, the push to be perfect, the hugs you didn't get but you desperately wanted, the times you didn't get it. Am I telling on you? Listen, we still carry that wound inside of us. But the reality, though, is if we have a healthy community, a healthy faith communities, mentors or coaches, these are the people that are going to help you as an adult identify those areas when the 10-year-old is coming up. Right? At least that's how it worked out for us. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Like, because many of us grew up in spaces where it was just about survival.
Oh, yes.
Right? Survival came first. The whole idea of emotional health. Like, what was that? That wasn't factored in, which then means that now that we're growing up, we need healthy communities to be able to then heal those parts and start to show up as the wise adults that you mentioned. So then we need people. I think that's kind of what we are getting out, because in order for us to heal and be the people that we should be, the healthy person that we should be, we need people. Right? Because the reality is no one, absolutely no one can grow in isolation.
And that's really true. So how do I know? How do I recognize that I'm an unhealthy person?
Really, it's unless you have somehow developed self-reflection, like deep self-reflection, we all have blind spots. And it's likely that you won't even know that your woundedness is showing up in certain ways.
Let's just stop on that self-reflection.
Absolutely.
That is deep. How many of us really do that self-reflect on what we have been through when we were young and what we are today, especially, if you are older and you have children, let's just say like us, So how do we, if somebody, for example, is going through things in their marriage, how do they really do that self-reflection to say, okay, this is what really I grew up with when I was growing up? And this is where I am today. And I'm kind of doing the same thing all over again, that cycle.
The reality is many people don't actually have that kind of pause and think. That deep thought to reflect and realize that it's possible that they are repeating the cycle. It's possible that you just have so many blind spots that, for us at least, I had so much blind spots because I had built up way of living that has helped me to kind of thrive in my singlehood or in my single days. I had a way I did things which was to be the best that I could be strong, take no nonsense and all of that. That worked when I was single because it meant no boy can really mess around with me. Like, come on, be moving on. But in marriage, all those things that help me cope, it becomes maladaptive. And if you have not trained yourself to actually pause and reflect, it's going to become a blind spot because you haven't really realized that the thing that helped you thrive can become maladaptive in marriage, which is why what we're talking about today is really important, because mentors and coaches and healthy communities and healthy friendship and healthy faith communities is what saved us. This is why we're doing a whole podcast episode about it. Because we could just do marriage fighting for our own perspective, because from that viewpoint, that's how we survived our growing up. But if you don't have mentors that can be like, come close, that way of working is not going to work in a healthy marriage, then it's not going to work. So it is so important.
So healthy mentors and coaches are one of the things that we basically need to help us realize that, hey, if you got some things in you that are not, are not right, they will point out. What about healthy faith community? That's another big one entirely on its own. There's a difference between, you have to be very, very, very careful, because sometimes you can think that you are in a healthy faith community while you absolutely are not.
All right, so we're going to go straight for faith communities. We're just going to dive in straight.
Let's dive in.
So this is the thing that we have seen when it gets to faith community. We, of course, grew up within a faith context, right? We grew up in a faith communities. So we've seen healthy faith communities and we've seen unhealthy faith communities. Right? This is why we're stressing that it is important, because if you are in a healthy faith communities, they should be able to help you identify those times when, listen, the times that you are going to show your wounded child, the time that 10-year-old, that 15-year-old, that 16-year-old, that 18-year-old that's wounded is going to come out. It's not when life is good.
No.
Really.
No.
It's not when everything is rosy. It's when your spouse hurts you. It's when you're triggered. It's when you're dealing with deep loss. Those are the times that the wounded child is going to come up. Which then means you need either healthy mentors, healthy coaches, healthy faith communities to help you, because those are the times that when you act in ways or you try to go meet the need that you now feel like is not being met in unhealthy ways, it's the healthy faith communities that should be able to pull you to a higher standard. The whole concept, the Bible says, speak the truth in love, right? It is the healthy faith communities that should be able to identify that, like, dude, okay, you're stressed, and the way you're dealing with stress tells a lot about the wounded child in you. Healthy communities should be able to identify that, right? Okay. You be disrespected. Some people will overreact to disrespect. I'm not telling on anybody. But a healthy community should be able to be like, did that response match up to what you experienced? Or her healthy mentors. What was your question? Because I'm pretty sure I am going off in a tangent.
No, you're not.
Yeah?
I was just talking about healthy faith community.
Right. So let's dig a little bit on what should a healthy faith community look like? A healthy faith community, like I mentioned earlier, is a community where they can call you up to a higher standard. Right? This is not a community where, how are you? Oh, God is good.
It is well. Like spiritual bypassing.
Oh, we're gonna go straight there. Spiritual bypassing. So we have been in communities, faith communities, where we don't actually talk about the deep things of the heart, right? We don't talk about emotions. We don't talk about triggers. We've never even mentioned that some of us have been through complex trauma. Right, the little C trauma, as they call it.
When you were just talking about triggers right now, I don't think in the context of healthy faith communities, how many faith communities really talk about triggers? We talk about, if we're really frank.
I haven't been in all faith communities. So I cannot
but the ones that we have been.
The ones that we have been, okay.
Really
when we were growing up, I guess nothing like that was spoken of, right? And that's why we're talking about healthy and unhealthy faith communities now. Because if you are in a faith community and all they ever teach you is, if you're going through it, pray about it. I believe strongly in the power of prayer.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But really, I also believe that what you won't talk about, we cannot treat, right? So if you're in a faith community that does not encourage you to actually talk about your experiences and what you have been through and process it, but instead they just say, pray about it. Okay, so it's communication between you and God. I appreciate that. But then we grow and heal in community as well. That's why Jesus didn't do life alone. When Jesus was here on earth, he didn't just spend his time in the olive garden praying, right? He had people. He also had people. He had people he did life with intimately. He had people he talked to. He had people that he would say, come away with me. Were they just doing nothing? They must be communicating, right? There was not this model in scripture that just says, pray about everything, right? There is an element of communication that is absolutely required. So what we're talking about is this. You have to be in a community that encourages you to talk, right? Talk, admit whatever your experiences might be. And then, of course, talk, get counseling, get healthy advice, and pray. So we're not saying don't pray. No. We're just saying spiritual bypassing. And if I put a definition on spiritual bypassing, spiritual bypassing is a psychological term. And it refers to the idea that rather than dealing with deep emotional stuff, the things that made Jesus wept. I mean, the Bible says Jesus wept. The things that will make you weep, right? Rather than dealing with that and processing it and talking with friends and admitting that it hurts and admitting that it was uncomfortable, it would just be, let's pray about it. Let's fast about it. Oh, you've been crying about this too long. They just rush you through things that are emotional, things that might have to do with your psychology. They rush you through that. And then we cover it up with, let's just pray about it. Let's fast about it. Oh, your husband is not behaving well. Pray about it. Pray and fast about it. He cheated on you again. Oh, did you fast? Did you pray enough? Oh, like we don't actually admit that maybe the man has a level of brokenness that he needs to deal with. Maybe you need to start giving him real consequences, right? We just pray about it because with God, all things are possible. And please, don't nobody clip this and say, we're saying with God, all things are not possible. With God, all things are possible. But faith with works, right?
He said faith without work is
dead. So you've got to do the work. You can't spiritual bypass, not sit in things, process emotion, process the thing that make you go from 0 to 100. Don't deal with that and just say, pray about it. So that's what we're addressing, that find yourself a healthy faith community. A faith community that sees all of you, that acknowledges that you are in flesh. If I pinch you now, you will hurt.
Ow! Don't pinch me. You saw that?
I was just making sure you pray about it. Pray about it. You're hurt. Pray about it. Listen, you are flesh, right? So you are going to hurt. Although I pinched you, that was a little bit dramatic. You are going to hurt. You will feel pain. Your spouse will hurt you. You need a faith community that's going to get you to a place where you're educated to communicate those things that hurt, those things that make you feel despondent, those things that make you feel shame. Shame is another thing, oh my goodness, that the faith community don't talk about. Right? We don't deal with the things that could have happened to us that may make us feel shame. And of course, all of that come out in negative ways in a marriage.
Yeah.
Like I could talk about this, like the whole episode. Like
we should do one episode
about spiritual bypassing and spiritual outsourcing.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that we know
my goodness.
that spiritual bypassing. You can even see it. Then 1 year on, they are still in the same position. They are praying. They are doing everything. 1 year on, 2 years, they are still in the same position. Why? Because they are not doing the work. They got the faith, but they are not doing the work. They are in the same position. Just ask yourself that question. You understand?
Your actions is not matching up with the statement, it is well.
No.
So this is the statement that we hear a lot.
There are some people I know. I call their number. It is well.
Goodness.
It is well. The Lord will do it.
Are like, so how are things with you and your husband? It is well. The last time I heard, you cussed him out. How is he going to be well? And the fake communities know that this is happening. Yeah. And they don't call it out, right? So I'm about to go back on that tangent. So
let's just leave. The next one is to really have healthy people in your network, because you need those healthy people. That's one thing I begin to realize. I'm grateful to God for the healthy community that He gave us when we got married, and that thing begin to wake us up to say, hey, you need to have healthy people around you. There's no way you can do it without healthy people. Because if you have, let's say, for example, 15 unhealthy people, and you have 2 healthy people, the unhealthy people will drown out the healthy ones. So you need to be really intentional in getting those healthy people. You know?
Listen, it's in community that you actually realize where you belong.
Yeah.
Some of our identity we get from the community that we belong to.
Yeah.
Right? And there's the general saying, birds of the same feather flock together, right? So if you find yourself surrounded by friends who have fixed mindsets, friends who don't learn anything, who don't grow anything, they know what they think they know.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of it. They're not trying to go deeper, whether it's their relationship with God, whether it's their relationship even with themselves. They're not trying to learn about themselves. They're not trying to get honest with themselves. How do you think you're going to grow?
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to grow. There's no way I'm going to grow. It's not possible.
It's just
because
not possible.
Because the person is not lifting me to a higher standard.
Right.
Yeah, it's not.
The Bible says iron sharpen iron, right? So
the person might sharpen me in a different way. It's the truth. Really.
How can a person sharpen you in a different way?
And say, hey, you do the bad thing, let's sharpen you in that way. And yes, but yes,
actually,
the truth. Because that spiritual bypassing, for example, if we go back to it, where are they getting it from? If somebody is sharpening them and say, go on, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. So iron sharpen iron in a bad way.
In a bad way. To cut.
Yes.
Rather than cut out the bad stuff.
Thank you.
It could actually be to cut a person and hurt a person.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a thing, because thinking about it now, when you say, you can sharpen me, but you can sharpen me in the wrong way.
Yeah.
I heard a story a little while ago that, given that we're talking about healthy community, so I liked the fact that you can find yourself in unhealthy communities that will then help you dig further holes for the grave of your marriage. Given that this podcast is about thriving relationships, all relationships, but with a key focus on marriages. So in Calgary, do you know that there is a community, be it on WhatsApp, and apparently they meet as well. There is a community in Calgary, where women coach each other how to divorce their husband and deal with him every which way. Like, they apparently give, what are you doing? What was that? Put your hands out, you're so African. There is, apparently, I am not on that group because I'm not planning to deal with you. You're okay. But in this Calgary, there is apparently a WhatsApp group and a group of women that sharpen each other and train each other on how they can cut their husband, using your analogy, every which way. Yes. And the issue with this is, okay, I get it. I've seen badly behaved men, right?
But they are badly behaved women.
And
too.
they're
Oh, yes,
you didn't let me go there. I have also worked with
Yeah.
really badly behaved women.
Yeah.
So then, if we're creating communities where we're teaching each other how to hurt another human being, did we at some point forget that that guy is also God's child?
Yes.
We did.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. But you going, because these people, some of these people that told me about this, they're Christians. Okay. So the same God you pray to is probably the same God that dude prays to. That you know that dude that you're in that group where they're coaching you how you're gonna deal with him. Like I actually don't understand it. But we've got that.
But let me ask a good question. So these people, let's just say some of them are Christians.
Some of them I know for sure are Christians.
They will go to church on Sunday.
Spiritual bypassing,
they will raise
baby.
their hands.
Spiritual
Whatever
bypassing.
program is going online, they will be
yeah,
there
yeah,
and they will raise their
Oh,
hands. And they will now plan on what to do
Amen. Yes.
to their husband or their spouse.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And then when you speak to them, they will tell you it is well.
Whew. They need
Like,
counseling.
so...
Seriously. No, seriously.
But this is what we're talking about. The importance of those key elements we're mentioning, because
Wow.
stuff are going on in our society that if we don't talk about it, this whole vicious cycle continues. And for me, it's our children that my heart breaks for, because brokenness is begotten brokenness, right? If you keep in your brokenness in your hurt, keep perpetuating this cycle of hurt, you're creating a future generation of hurt people.
Oh, yeah.
And then they say hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
So you're hurt. You're going to step out and hurt another person. And whilst you're doing that, you're hurting your kids. So now you created the next generation of hurt people who can then go out there and hurt other people. When is it going to stop?
What did I just say? Okay, those ladies are hurt. Where do you think the ladies got it from? They are also, they saw something. They definitely did see something. Because if they did come from a healthy home, they would not be in that group. There is absolutely no way they will be in that group.
But let's look back a little bit. Okay, let's pause on that for a little bit. I'm just going to play a little devil's advocate here. I don't like the word devil's advocate. I want to play let's call it a mediator for these women.
Okay.
Because I can kind of see a scenario where a man's behaved really, really badly.
Yeah.
He's cheated on you, because I have heard awful stories, right? He's cheated on you. He has, denied you sex. Like, I'm just recalling a particular woman's story where this dude is supposedly also a minister of the gospel. He's a worship leader. He was a pastor at some point. And the depravity, like he's cheated, verbal abuse, financial abuse, withholding sex, whilst she says she knows that he's cheating outside and is not able to perform his sexual responsibility in the house.
Yeah.
But he carries on holding her to this idea that it's you who's not doing your bit for me to be able to be a husband that you deserve. So is this kind of weird?
I get that, but what I'm trying to say is that, okay, instead of the woman trying to deal with the man, I would like to know the history from that woman before I can... Because at the end of the day, right, if the woman came from a broken home, right, what is she still planning to deal with the man? Why not just... If she came from a healthy home, she would look at it and say, no. My dad raised me in a particular way. There is no way I can take this. Absolutely no way. And instead of being in the group to deal with the man, why not just leave?
Exactly.
Why not just leave?
So I'm playing the mediator here, right? So this particular woman, she's been through it with him, right? And she also saw her mom go through a lot of abuse from her dad, who is also a polygamous abuser. Okay. So now for this kind of woman who saw her mom abused, cheated, and all of that, I can see why that kind of group that provides what seems like a support.
Yeah.
Because they apparently guide each other on how to go about the whole divorce thing, the way they need to act in court and so on and so on. For this woman that feels like my mother was cheated, you won't cheat me here. Because if you look at our history back in Nigeria, if a man's misbehaving, oftentimes it's still the woman that gets kicked out. It's still the woman that lives with nothing. All of that. So you see your mother go through all of that. You find yourself in a country like Canada that's relatively egalitarian. So that means we're equal, right?
Yeah.
With women quite empowered.
Yeah.
I can see the appeal of why women will then find themselves in that kind of community as a way to push back on the patriarchal injustice that almost their mothers have felt. So it's almost a way of getting back at, quote, men, right, for the injustice that they probably saw growing up.
Yeah.
Now, I am not advocating that any of this is right. In fact, we're asking that these women, one, get help for yourself. It is important that if you have been through any of this injustice, whether it be what you saw growing up or whether it be what you're now experiencing in marriage, it cannot be healthy for you to be spending, the divorce process in this country can take up to a year, 2 at some point.
That's a long time.
Right? It is not healthy for you. Exactly. It is not healthy for you mentally to spend all that time devising how you're going to deal with this man. So get help. We are not encouraging this, but I'm just kind of playing the mediator and saying, I see you, but please, that cannot be healthy for you. We know the physiological impact of unforgiveness. So we've been talking about mentorship, faith community, healthy communities. How did all of this work out for us? Because, we can't be talking to the people about things theoretically. Practically, how did mentorship work out for you? In what way did mentorship benefit our relationship from your viewpoint?
I would say from my viewpoint, when we got married and we found ourselves in a healthy community, that was the first time I'd seen in my life what a healthy marriage was all about. So I'd never seen that before, and I was quite shocked. And that's, as they say, the fairy tale marriage, And I was seeing it then.
Like they looked like they had a fairy tale marriage.
but they were working towards that intentionally. And that was when I saw that, and I said, okay, that's what I wanted.
They were honest with their flaws too, though.
No, they were. But at the end of the day, because they were working towards being healthy, I could see that we were far away. Oh my God! That was gold to me.
Miles away from where they were back then.
They were willing to mentor us even in their flaws.
Yeah,
and they would
absolutely.
be the first set of people to say, "Hey, I'm not perfect, but I can mentor you.
Yeah,
I can show you what it is to be a healthy husband, a healthy spouse." And we had to dive into it, and that was the first time I said, "Okay, you have to be honest. What are your flaws? What are your flaws?" And those are the kind of things I was thinking about, and say, "Okay, what triggers me? What were you doing that I didn't like? I might keep quiet. I don't want to say anything, but how do you say it in a nice way that you would listen to me, you will understand me."
Absolutely.
So they were teaching us, and they were very, very good, even though in their flaws.
Yeah. In their imperfectness. Yeah. When I look back now and I see how mentors and coaches and healthy communities have played out in our relationship, without that, we would not be here. We just simply won't be sat here.
No.
The full story about why we broke up before we got married is for another day. But the reality is, when we had that one big blowout, before we then decided to make the commitment to get married, if we did not have a group of women who then ended up taking me on and mentoring me and supporting me, all of my blind sides, I would have never seen them.
No.
I would have never seen that the things that served me now is maladaptive, because they were able to do it in a way where they shared their story and they shared authentically.
Yeah.
So I could relate, but then they could also share, listen, I've been there. I get where you're coming from. I hear your pain.
Yeah.
However, you can't let that pain now dictate how you react in your relationship. You can't let that pain dictate how you manage this now new relationship because this is not your father, right? This is not the person that trained you to be what you're now trying to act out. So without those group of women, imperfect but growing. Like they were imperfect, but they were growing and they had so much to pour into me. And because they were able to pour into me over a space of a year, over a space of a year of having their mentorship, I was able to turn around and then be wife material. Not the kind of woman that literally wants to eat a man alive. I mean, listen, I was that girl. I'm like, eat you, chew you out. Like,
chew me like sugar cane and spit me.
I will.
I said, no,
I just was not
you
taking.
ain't gonna chew me, man.
I was not taking no nonsense
I'm
from
sweet,
no.
but you ain't gonna chew me, mommy.
Yes, you are sweet, baby. But no, man. I just wasn't gonna tolerate anything. So there was no grace for nothing. There just was no grace for any mistakes.
You can't call, you said there's no grace.
You would have got no grace from me. Was that not one of the issues?
The truth, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
you just would not get grace
you
for any
me
mistake.
To be Jesus Christ.
No, I didn't want you to be Jesus
Yes, you
Christ.
wanted
I
me
just
to be
want you
Jesus
to not
Christ.
have red flags.
No, you
We'll
wanted
talk
me
about
to.
red flags.
You wanted me to be Jesus.
We'll talk
Jesus
about.
didn't have red flags.
Jesus did not have red flags.
You wanted me to be Jesus.
No, I just wanted you to
Basically,
deal
I
with
just
your red
couldn't
flags.
be.
Whatever. The reality is, though, a year of being mentored by those women helped me to understand that there are other ways of still calling out the goodness in your man. There are other ways of calling out the Jesus in your man. There are other ways of correcting in love. You still don't have to tolerate nonsense, but there are ways, there are honorable ways of correcting without disrespect, right? And I learned all of that, thankfully, from those women. So when we're saying it's important you find healthy mentors or healthy coaches or healthy community, if we did not find ourselves in that community, ours was a healthy faith community, the first literally month of getting married, finding ourselves and getting planted in that community, we would not have made it.
No.
Right? Because all of the lessons that we then built on, yes, we've of course continued to learn, continued to grow, started for me with those group of women before we got married, and then it kept getting built on because of a healthy faith community. And then my group of friends that I have, the very few group of friends that I have, they're not those kind of friends that are not also trying to grow. They are friends that are learning imperfect, just as I am, but they are learning. They are trying to grow. There are those that will also try to call you to a higher standard. And I would say, at least from my viewpoint, that's how.
Even now we're in marriage right now. We still have mentors. One 26 or 27 years married.
27, I think.
Yeah, the other one 40 years.
I know, we celebrated 40 years. It was so good.
We still have those mentors available, you know. It's them just you sitting down, oh, how is it going? How are you guys?
Absolutely.
Even if it's a busy season, because these people have raised children that are teenagers, that are adults, they are married. So they are grandparents.
Yes.
So you can easily learn from them.
Absolutely.
You know how to, for us now, how do you raise teenage children? So it might not just be about us alone, but it's about life in general. So they can give you a lot of tips that you might think you will go back and start acting on it.
Absolutely. So as we close today then, what do you have for the people? Any kind of closing words for the people?
I would say, get a mentor. You and your spouse sit down and write who is for both of you. Who is team both of you? Not team one person, but team both of you. Get that mentor. Be willing, be intentional to grow. Give each other grace. If you are both, I would say, having disagreement all the time, that means there's a deficit in your relationship. So now you need to start intentionally putting in the effort so that it can become a plus. And you can start giving each other that grace to grow. Get that mentor. Be intentional in getting the healthy community around you. You know, the healthy friends around you. We are intentional in doing that to make sure we have our friends that are healthy, that are growing with us. We want to grow so that at least if any of us fall, we can call each other to higher standard.
Absolutely.
You know, we're not perfect, but we are all growing. Get yourself that healthy faith community. Those that will call you to the higher standard. Do that. Both of you will be willing to grow. And you would see a difference if you are both only willing to do the work. Because the Bible says faith without work is dead.
Absolutely.
If you don't do the work, you can wait and calculate in the next 14 months.
See how it is.
You know, see how it is. You can pray. You can pray. But if you're expecting a miracle, you still need to do the work.
You still have to do the work.
That. You need to do the work to keep it. Because the miracle will come. Then what happens? It's not going to just stay like that. You need to, because it's an everyday. It's an everyday. Marriage is every day. It's not just a one day and that's it.
Yeah.
This is every day that you need to do the work.
Absolutely. And listen, healing is a journey. Healing is a journey. We're talking about the child in you that stops you from being a wise adult.
Yeah.
So the journey of healing that child to get you to a wise adult is a journey.
Yeah.
It's not a one-day thing.
No.
Right? And like we've been sharing, we heal in community.
Yeah.
We grow in community because the resources you need to heal and to grow is in community.
Yeah.
Right? So just ask yourself, do I have a healthy faith community? Right? That helps me to recognize those wounded parts in me and guide me on the journey to heal and grow. Do I have people in my network? Do I have people that surrounds me that supports that growth, that calls me to a higher standard, that provide a safe space for me to learn and to grow, to unlearn the bad stuff? Because all of that is important. Do I have people who are also on their growth, the journey, who are a little bit ahead of me that I can lean on as mentors or as coaches? It is absolutely important. You got something to say?
Yes, irrespective of age.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. We're not saying go find mentors. Just because we say we have mentors that are 27 years in marriage and 40 years in marriage now.
Yeah.
When we started, yes, our mentors were 10 years or thereabout ahead of us, but they were much, much younger than us.
In age, yes.
In age. So
Yes.
we're not asking you to go look for someone that's older than you or younger. It doesn't matter how old they are.
Look for someone that is wiser than you.
Than you.
That's it.
Absolutely.
If the person is
That's the
wiser than
criteria.
you, and the person has done marriage for 15 years, and you just and you are older than the person, doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
It doesn't get the wisdom.
Absolutely.
Because wisdom has no age.
Absolutely.
Get that wisdom.
Get the wisdom.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's a good place to end it today. If this episode has helped you in any way, if this episode has been beneficial for you, can we encourage you to share it with a friend?
Yeah.
Can we encourage you to share it on your social media platform? Can we encourage you to subscribe so that you can get notified of all our latest episodes and all the new topics that we will be releasing?
Yeah.
It is important that you are connected with these communities so that we can learn and grow together. So now this is your invitation to join us on our next episode, where we are going to be talking about why we even started to do this thing that we're doing a podcast, running a nonprofit, running a coaching business. Why in the world did we even start to do this? Because up until about 6 years ago, we lived quite a quiet life. Just kind of getting on with our business. So we're going to be kind of dishing some behind the scene of why we even started to do this in order to kind of encourage you that it is absolutely important to get on a journey of learning and growth, because what God can do in you first and then through you, if you will get on that journey of learning and growth, can be so amazing. Thank you for joining us on this podcast episode. See you next time.